Hi everyone, this is Heba from My Little Journal, and today I'm going to be sharing the new Kelly Purkey main kit that released in the month of June. Now, this kit is called Road Trip, and it's all about documenting your road trips. You, of course, get the label stickers and some red alpha stickers. Now, I've already started using my alpha stickers. Those are always the first ones to go from my Kelly Purkey kits. Anyways, I'm going to be sharing the stamp set. Such a cute stamp set, such a great stamp set to document your road trips. Where should we go today? On the road, hit the highway. You're my favorite co-pilot. Road trip, little car, buildable car for you to stamp out. I really, really love this stamp set. It's adorable. And then you get, of course, the 4x6s and the 3x4s. You have your rainbow 4x6, a lot of space to journal. Love this one because you can either use it as a 4x6 or cut these little boxes out. Love that. That's exactly the same as the little car stamp set right there. I'm going to start with the 3x4s. You have a lot of space to journal. Let's get a little lost. Mile after mile. The cars again. Really, really love the colors in this kit. Such a perfect kit to document your road trip. Now, if you've noticed in the description box and my title that I'm actually not using my kit this week in my project life. Now, because I had no road trips this year, I don't have any pictures from a road trip, nothing that this would kind of work with. The only thing I thought I could use it in was my little vacation or my family vacation that I took recently. But I am really behind in my project life and I'm not documenting my vacation layouts yet. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to use it in my traveler's notebook. I love making the kit work for me and not the other way around. I'm not going to go and look for pictures to document and create a project that I really wasn't planning on creating. So in the end, I really enjoy using a kit and making it work for myself. And I decided that the only way I can use the kit now and not wait weeks and weeks until I get to use it is to document a photo from my vacation. And I was gonna document it anyway in my traveler's notebook. So I decided to use this kit to help me document that photo in my traveler's notebook. So I'm gonna use my Kelly Purkey main kit in a traveler's notebook. And I'm okay with that. And whatever's left, I'm sure I'm not going to end up using the whole kit. Whatever's left can be usable to document my vacation photos down the road when I start working in my project life or my vacation photos, if that makes sense. So I'm going to share with you my process video. And if you want to see that, just keep watching. Okay, guys, let's start working in my traveler's notebook. I'm going to be using the main kit. As I said before, I will not be using it in my project life this week because it just doesn't work for me right now. So it works better in my traveler's notebook. I'm going through my cards. I'm trying to match the cards with my photo. And this photo is a picture of the main method of transportation that we used while we were on the islands, while we were visiting the Philippines. And they used tricycles, and of course I had to take a picture and document it in my traveler's notebook. I ended up choosing 2 3x4 cards. One had the red cars on there, and the other one's just a little travel log 3x4 card that I thought would work well for stamping and things like that. I also did add that black and white pattern paper, but I'm going to end up switching that out later, and you'll get to see that throughout the video. But for now, I want to create a background on the right side of my spread. I'm using the little car stamp from the kit or from the stamp set. Now, because I didn't think this through and I was like, oh, I'm just going to stamp it like in lines, I didn't like it. They were too close to each other. I should have left some space between each car. and I don't like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick 2 pages together and start over. Now, because I don't use every single page in my notebooks, I always pull some of these pages out and use them to create a new one or a new traveler's notebook. I was okay with sticking 2 pages together, but if you do this mistake and you just don't know how to cover it up, you can always use some pattern paper. This time around, I thought about it and I left some space between my cards, and I like it so much more. Now, I'm not looking for perfection, especially when I'm stamping out a background. If you want perfection, use pattern paper, or you can add some lines for your stamped images. But for me, I don't ever look for perfection on my layouts. I love having the imperfections. Of course, you don't want like a big blob of ink on your spread, but at the same time, I always recommend just go for it and don't always look for to perfect things. Right now, this is where I'm not liking that background pattern paper. There's just too much like black and white on my spread. So I want to bring in more red. So I'm going to go through my Kelly Purkey Traveler's Notebook Kit that released last month. And I'm going to go ahead and use the red and white striped pattern paper. I'm going to trim it down and add that instead. That way I brought in more of the red and it's not so black and white. I want to start working on my title. I decide to use the stamp that said, "Where should we go today?" And I really wanted to bring in some red to the right side of my spread. So I decide to stamp it on this label, this red label. These sticker labels come with the kit. And that way I can bring in the red. Plus the stamp fit perfectly in that label. So why not? Once I'm done adding my title, which I end up adding to the corner of my spread, I want to fill out one of my cars. Now, the stamp set comes with a filler car, so you can fill out the cars in whatever color you please. I'm just checking my red inks and trying to match them to my label, and I end up using my little mini Hero Arts ink pad. And I'm going to fill out that car, even though the car ends up a little bit too far from my title. I'm going to end up fixing that later on through this video because that does kind of bother me. I did get some ink smudges on my spread, which happens often, but I love my little handy dandy eraser. It's perfect. It removes any ink smudges off your spread, and it's just perfect to have, especially if you are a big stamper. You should have this in your craft room. I'm going to start sticking things down. I will grab a doily to add to back up my photo. I've said this before, I always feel like doilies really help soften layers, and also it will soften the boldness of the red on my spread. I am gonna end up stamping on this 3x4 card, which I really had decided before. That's why it was one of the reasons I chose this card, because I had space to stamp. I'm gonna stamp out, it's going to be a wild ride, and I will also stamp this little speech bubble that has the geotag in the center. Of course, I'm going to crinkle up the edges of my cards because I love to add texture to my layers. I want to fix that empty space between my label and that car. And I thought stamping out this circle, I believe it says let's go. And I'm going to use my circle punch to punch it out and just add it like in between the car and the label. that was really bugging me, that empty space, and just adding that stamp, I just felt like it looked so much better. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down, and then I'm going to grab my embellishments. I'm going to end up using some puffy stickers and some flowers, some black and white flowers. Now, as I said before, the red is really harsh for me, so adding the doily and adding the flowers really helped mute down the boldness of the red. Okay, you guys, I'm thinking I'm done with my spread, so I grab my crystal drops and start adding some drops here and there. But I felt like that 3x4 card that was backing up my photo was kind of empty and blah. So I decide to grab my Kelly Purkey alpha stickers, the red ones that came in the kit, and I'm gonna end up adding like a subtitle to my spread. I'm going to use those alpha stickers to add fun ride in that empty space, and I'm really happy I did that. It just filled out that white space and it just looked really cute. And now I call my layout done. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and don't forget I add all the links for everything I used in this video down below for you if you want to grab yourself one of these kits. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.